Is it really possible to become malnourished being 600 pounds? Let's discuss it by looking at this clip from My 600 Pound Life. Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. I can't believe we're halfway through the month already. It's going by quick. I hope you're having a great day so far. If you could do me a huge favor, please subscribe to my channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. Maybe even share this video. Let's get this thing to 7,000 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. So today we're talking about
food neutrality.
Yes, it's a term out there that's used by fat activists and certain supporters of fat activism who say that food is just food.
Cannot believe it's still 2023 and I need to say this. There is no such thing as good or bad food. From here on out, please stop labeling your food.
Here I am eating my salad. Now, I could make this a video about how healthy I am, right? Because I'm eating a salad. But how about we turn this into a food neutrality video? How about we stop putting certain foods on a hierarchy? Remember, I always say there's no such things as good and bad foods because different foods provide us with different nutrients and different attributes. So this salad is representing vitamins, it's representing minerals, it's also representing fiber, right? So yes, it's providing all of those things which help our body, which work with our body for some of us, right? But it doesn't mean that it's a superior food. We have to remember that just because it's a salad or just because it's a vegetable, it does not make it superior.
I hate that this is a question, not you, Rachel, for asking this question. I hate that our 5-year-olds are coming home from school, no shade to school, asking if foods are healthy or not. I think that is extremely unhealthy. And that, like, at our house, in our family, we don't talk about food being bad, good.
You didn't know already, there's no such thing as good or bad foods. We as a society, we as humans have labeled pizza and cookies and chips as bad. And we've labeled kale and asparagus and broccoli as good. We've just done that on a social construct. Like, that's just how our society operates. That's how we think. But the problem arises when we put these foods on this pedestal of good versus bad.
Hi, my name is Bianca, and I had to respond to this question, and I'm also a registered nurse. One thing that the bariatric team, aka dietitian, surgeon, nutritionist, all the above, fail to realize that when people like us go and get weight loss surgery, it's because we've had a struggle with food. Addiction, binging, disorder, something, you know? And they tell us to avoid these things like the plague. But I don't know if they realize that's what sent us into this situation where we've gained all this weight because we've labeled certain foods as good foods, bad foods, and blah, blah, blah.
So if this is really true, and food is just food, there's no such thing as unhealthy food, there's no such thing as healthy food, that food is just this neutral thing that exists and we can feel our body the same with a cookie as we can with a salad, well then explain to me how a 600-pound person on My 600 Pound Life is considered as having malnutrition, how she's sick all the time, how she could barely move and take a few steps, why she needs somebody to help her in the shower, why she can't basically do anything on her own and she needs the help of doctors to help her to get healthy again. Yeah, surely food is just food, right? Food has no consequences. There's no such thing as bad food. There's no such thing as bad quantities of food.
I like to see a man of advancing years throwing caution to the wind. It's inspiring in a way.
There's just food, and however much you want to eat and whatever quantity you want to eat, it's there for you. You can eat as much as you want and there's no consequences to it, right? Well, let's take a deeper dive into this.
I'm living in a nightmare. I'm in pain. I'm breathing heavy, and it just hurts to sit up. The weight is too much. And I don't know how much more I can actually put on my knees. It is just difficult to do anything on my own. I have to get my girlfriend Sadie to help bathe me and make sure I'm clean.
I think this scene is very common amongst My 600-Pound Life. It's like they do it every single episode. They show the person waking up in the morning and they try to get up off the bed and then they go to the bathroom and start to take a shower. And I think unanimously most people consider this their least favorite part of the show. And they even call it exploitive, showing them struggling to get up in the morning, struggling to take their first step, struggling to take a shower or take a bath. And the fact is that most of them need somebody to wash them because they can't wash themselves. But that's the thing about this scene. As much as I myself do not like it, it is uber realistic. It is absolutely true. This is what it's like being 600 pounds. Getting out of bed for the first time hurts, and it hurts really bad. You don't understand because you've been laying down for so long. I mean, if you try to lay down for even a few hours. So just imagine being that size and just trying to get up for the first time in many, many hours. It's really, really difficult. And to get things going again, it's just rough. But that's the really difficult part about this, is just how realistic this scene is. As much as people think it's exploitive, it really is a good picture of what it's like to be obese and what fat does to your body and how much it weighs you down more than you realize. It's really, really sad.
It is so difficult even to get in the tub. And then I can't stand up for long.
Could you ever imagine being in such shape that stepping into the shower just to sit down would put you in so much pain and make you that out of breath that somebody in the next room just hears you pretty much crying out and ask you if you're okay? As if that's the most difficult thing you've done in your entire life, just stepping into the shower. And that's another thing that a lot of people take advantage of. It's like, it's a normal basic thing for people to take a shower. I do it every single morning before I go to work. It's something that basic because you can't even stand and wash yourself. And even if you could, you can't reach certain areas. And just looking at the amount of skin that she has on her, skin just overlapping other skin because your body just ran out of places to put it. And it's like, that's the reality people face if they do not take care of themselves and they keep getting bigger and bigger. And they absolutely say, well, there's nothing wrong with obesity. There's no consequences to it. Fat's not a bad word. Well, look at this video again. Look at this woman struggling to step in the shower again, which, again, it's ultra realistic. Watch her do that again and just tell me again that there's nothing wrong with being fat, that fat's not a bad word, that fat doesn't at some point come back and bite you in the ass. It absolutely does. You're playing a game here that you're going to lose if you keep gaining weight and you don't stop. You need to realize this.
Sadie does everything physical for me.
To have someone bathe me is so embarrassing.
But I feel like my body is going to give out at any moment. When I'm walking through the house, I have to sit down and rest, but I only have 3 places I can sit. My bed, the bathroom toilet, and my chair.
That's how it's always been for me at my bigger size. There was like 1 or 2 places I could sit. If I went to my family's house or I went to my sister's house, like there was 1 chair that I could sit in there, 1. And it was just this massive lazy boy that I had actually broken before.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Sup, Ziggs?
Sup, Zig?
And they ended up doing what they could to repair it and screwing things in and adding all this extra wood to it so that it was actually stable enough for me to be able to sit in. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is to only be able to sit in 1 seat and being told, hey, Tony, can you please not sit on any of the kitchen chairs or any of the furniture or anything else? Like, I'm sorry, we just don't want you breaking our furniture here. Like, that's super embarrassing, being asked not to sit anywhere else except for this 1 chair. And I did eventually get one of those obese chairs that like rates up to 1,000 pounds or something like that. I have one of those. and I still have it. I use it at my desk, or if I'm doing something special, like there's an event at church and I'm not sure what the seating is going to be like, I take it with me. I take it with me to my friend Steve's house, even though he lets me sit on his couch. But there was a time when he didn't even want me sitting on his couch, and when I couldn't even sleep on his couch, because I would often break it. And I've broken several pieces of furniture at Steve's house. I mean, it's just something that I don't even want to say get used to, but it's something that just happens frequently when you're a big person. You're just constantly terrified that you're going to break furniture, and there's only a few places you can sit down. This is something else that you can't even fathom. Unless you've been there. I mean, it's just sad. It's really sad.
Everything I try to do pushes my body to the limit. And my world is confined. I feel like I'm going from a bed coffin to a chair coffin.
That's very telling about what obesity is like. It is like a coffin. You are stuck in place wherever you're at. Even if you can move from your bed to your chair, like most people don't even have that. Most of them are stuck in their bed. Great, I'm not stuck in my bed all day anymore. I could actually get out and do things. But that's one of the things that drove me to lose weight, is that I was tired of being stuck in my bed. I was tired of watching summer pass by my window, tired of watching my life go by, and nothing new what was happening. Every day was the same. I was just eating, and that's what my entire life was about. No intimacy, no relationships. Like, I don't even understand how some of these people on this show have wives or husbands. How are they married? They can't do anything with their spouse. They can't go on a date with them. They can't enjoy time with them. They can't even be intimate with them. The entire thing is just sitting on a couch looking at each other, I guess. I guess that's what their whole marriage is about, is looking at each other. Or maybe one of them is showering the other person, or just taking care of all the duties. Because if you are married at that size, if you're not the fat one, you're the one doing all the work. You're raising the kid, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing everything. You're working and going to the job. You're bringing in the money. You're just doing everything, because your partner cannot contribute 1 ounce to the relationship. Might as well be dead, because you are living in a coffin. You can't even get up and take a few steps without being in a tremendous amount of pain.
There's a doctor here in Houston. They call him Dr. Now. He does surgery on people my size. I'm going to see him today, and I'm hoping he can help me. But this is so hard. I haven't been outside my door in about 4 months. I'm not sure if I can even make it down the steps.
Your knees feel okay?
No.
We often talk a lot about how obesity is dangerous for a person's health, but what about this? What about how dangerous it is to be that big when you can't even go down the stairs? What if your apartment or your house got on fire? What would you do then? Are you able to run away and get to safety?
Oh, it appears they've finally removed the roof.
Nobody look! This is a private gross matter!
Are you able to get down the stairs if you needed to, if a family member was in danger, or a kid was or if one of your kids was being abducted or about to be kidnapped? What if there was a tornado barreling down on your place and you needed to get to the bathroom really fast so you can hide in the tub or something like that? You couldn't even fit in the tub. There's no way you could get there fast enough, so you're just going to die? Like, it's not just about health. Like, there's just so many other components to it that most people don't even think about. That you're not even able to be a functioning member of society, that you wouldn't even be able to protect yourself if something was happening. You wouldn't be able to run, you wouldn't be able to hide, you wouldn't be able to do nothing. As a parent, you couldn't take care of your kid, you couldn't protect your kid, you can't even cook for your kid. Like, all of that is just part of it. We don't even realize it. I mean, it's just really, really bad. Just watching her go down those stairs and just thinking about, man, what if there was an emergency? She could barely get down them to go to the doctor's office to go for surgery. She hasn't even left her house in 4 months. She hasn't even gone outside in 4 months. Like that's really bad. I just feel so bad for her that she's gone through that, and I've been there myself.
I'm literally fighting for my life right now. I've been in the hospital over 20 times. No doctor has been able to help me.
The fat acceptance people call this medical bias. They say that, doctors just won't even help you. They'll just tell you you're fat and you need to lose weight, and that's the only thing that they can do when there's other things they can do. But what can they really, really do? I mean, if we really think about it, there's very little that medical doctors can do. There's very little science can do for somebody who is that big. I mean, doing surgery is risky at that size. There are very few bariatric doctors who will even touch you at that size.
This has to work. But I have no idea what the scale is going to say. I'm really afraid this doctor may say I'm beyond help. If he does, it's going to be my death sentence. It's shocking. It's actually disturbing. I really wasn't ready for that.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Nazardin.
I'm Joan. How you doing?
So you're almost 600 pounds. Tell me how you got to this size.
Just eating too much. In a week's time, if I eat the sweets, maybe twice, or the most is 3 times.
Unless you're stressed.
Yeah, unless I'm stressed. If I'm stressed, then everything is open.
We talked about this a bit on Monday's video, how fat people lie about what they're eating. Because in reality, she's probably always stressed. How can you not be stressed being in that body? You're constantly needing something to help you get by. And the thing that she reaches for is food. Because that's what addiction does. You start getting down and depressed and anxious and stressed out and whatever you're dealing with. So you go for the thing that helps you cope with that.
Who gets the food for you?
She's going to the grocery store.
So she does everything that you ask her? June's partner is enabling her, but she's not overweight. When an enabler is not participating in poor eating habits, they often feel this is a form of control, but they don't realize they're being manipulated.
It's very interesting when we talk about enablers and why they're there and why they do it. And it's something else if it's a big enabler. Like we've seen a few of them who, the person they were with was also really big because they enjoyed partaking. They enjoyed the eating. They got something out of it. So yeah, they're going to cook the big meals for their big friend, right? They're going to go shopping and get the bad stuff. But when the enabler is small, you kind of start wondering, okay, well, what's in it for them? What is the whole deal there? And the whole thing comes down to it is they don't realize they're being manipulated. In their mind, they think they're doing it for love. They think they're taking care of the person that they're with.
According to your medical chart, you had a number of medical issues.
I had a heart attack in 2011.
And you had a stroke. And you're taking about 18, 19, 20, 21 medication. That really concerned me. Jules' body is starting to give out.
This woman is absolutely lucky to be alive right now. A massive heart attack, a massive stroke, currently taking 21 medications, and as Dr. Now said, her body is starting to fall apart. These are the inevitable consequences of obesity, and she's only 43 years old. Of course, we've talked about people who died when they were 16 years old due to obesity. We've talked about people who died in their 20s and their 30s. So, you're not always guaranteed to make it that long. But heck, if you're 43 years old and you've already had a heart attack, you've had a stroke, and you're on so many medications, your body's given out, you could barely walk, that is a major issue. And this is all due to food, okay? Food can either be medicine or food can be your destruction. Either or. You choose. Food is healthy when there is such thing as healthy food. I'm sorry, there absolutely is. There's a difference between good healthy food and bad food. There's a difference between food that fuels your body, legitimately fuels your body and your cells and your brain and your muscles, versus food that's just junk and crap and garbage and has chemicals in it and preservatives and all these other things that we don't need. There absolutely is a huge difference. This person has completely destroyed her life due to an addiction to food.
She may not have much time left at all. It's too risky for her to try to get her health under control on her own.
It's been a little nerve-wracking. being in the hospital, having all these tests ran. I just been focusing on learning the meal plan that the doctor gave me.
Hello. The lab report shows that you're suffering with quite severe malnutrition. This is something we have to fix right now. Despite being overweight, June is severely malnourished. She has been eating food with almost no nutritional value.
It's got to be really scary to be in a situation where Dr. Now tells you that you can't do this on your own. It is not safe for you to try to diet and do this on your own. You need medical intervention right now, or you're not going to make it. You're almost at the end of your rope. There's very, very little left for you. It is not possible for you to do this on your own. You need medical intervention if you're going to survive. That is a desperate state. And then to do all these tests and find out that despite the amount of food that she's eating, she's extremely malnourished. Extremely malnourished. And Dr. Now pointed it out right there. He absolutely told her that all the food that she's been eating has provided no nutritional value to her. So despite eating a lot of food, she's malnourished. So what's the connection there? It means that those other people at the beginning of the video, even the dietitian, so-called dietitian, is completely full of crap. There is no such thing as food neutrality. It is absolutely true that you can eat even an abundance of food and be malnourished, because not all food provides nutritional value to you. And this should be a lesson to most people on what you should be eating. Again, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't eat. That's completely up to you and your life and what you want to do. But I highly recommend that you start looking at the food that you're eating and seeing which types of food provide you with nutrition and which provides no nutrition, and cutting that out of your life. Anyways, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it was very educational for you. I appreciate you watching. I love you all. Thank you very much. God bless you.